All right, my beautiful friends, here we are together again for the last time in 2020. That's correct. What a year this has been. New Year's Eve. The market is closed tomorrow, so I won't be here. And right off the bat, I want to wish you all not just the happiest New Year, but the safest one, okay? Be very careful today when you're out there. Don't do anything silly. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, although that might get you in trouble. Anyway, so let's talk you and me on this last trading day of 2020. Well, we went out with a bang. We really did. A new all-time record highs for this market. I'm frankly so sick of saying that. I literally want to vomit, okay? But I've been explaining to all of you that that's the way it's going to go. Record high after record high. And it's not going to stop in 2021. The trajectory for this market remains much, much higher. Okay. Now let's reflect a little bit back on 2020. Look, for those of you out here that have been with me and have followed my work here, taken advantage of cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin is now 29,000 or just shy of 29,000 right now. With this market, trading it, to say the least, and let's be honest, you've probably had the best financial year of your life. And I intend to keep that going, even more so in 2021. I made a promise to all of you a very long time ago. I've been out here for over a decade, and I've never fallen back on that. It's always right here, right at the front of my mind. You, okay? I will never let you down. I swear, and I will keep all of you on the right side of this market, on the right side of everything. That's the truth. We have seen quite a turn of events. This year has been very unique. I mean, let's put that together real quick. We have no economy. We're in free fall. This morning we found out that another 787,000 people are going into this new year. They just lost their jobs, first-time unemployment claims this morning. And then how does it end up? New record high for the Dow Jones Industrial Average. New record high for the S&P 500. Does it make any sense to you? Now, of course, if you realize what's actually going on, then it makes complete sense to you. Look, I've told you, we are in the middle of a paradigm shift, a new world order, in the highest sense. And everything is changing around us rapidly. Freedoms are going away. You're going to be dealt a whole new set of rules. It's already happening right now. You know, you have to comply to this. You must do this. This year really has turned into not the America that I think any one of us could even recognize anymore. It's unrecognizable. But I can tell you this. Prepare for this to get much, much worse moving forward. Look, I've explained to you, I think more so over the past year or so than ever before. Although I have been talking about the creation of a two-tier society here in the United States for literally a decade. A decade. It started out slow. Now it's accelerating. I warned all of you that this thing would happen, and it's in your face. Okay. There's no saving grace here. Okay, I know a lot of you are holding on to some kind of hope. It's not going to change. This is a plan that has been in the works for over 100 years. Okay, it's manifesting itself right here and right now. The old world America is dead. We're moving to the new world America, and it welcomes you. As a matter of fact, how about this? It's incredible. Someone posted this earlier, and it really put a perspective on this for me. So I don't know if you realize it, but Mitch McConnell killed the $2,000 check. He says $600 is enough. And Steve Mnuchin says you should be happy. Mitch McConnell, just so you know, look it up for yourself, is worth $22.5 million. Steve Mnuchin is worth $300 million. This is public knowledge. You can look it up for yourself. They don't give a damn about you. $600 check, that means you are worth $1.64 per day. 600 divided by 365 days, $1.64. That's what it costs to subsidize an American citizen these days. That should at least tell you what they think you are worth. Me, I know you're worth a hell of a lot more than that, okay? And I've been telling you, not just this year, but for years, to get on the right side of this, to not let the system bring you down. How many of you have been destroyed by the system? I can only imagine. It must be, I got 144,000 on YouTube alone. With my other social networks, I don't know, over 200,000 people follow my work that I know of. These are people that, follow me regularly. And I'd be willing to bet that many, many tens of thousands of you have been destroyed. But I can also say that many tens of thousands of you have also been lifted up here, because I have worked damn hard at trying to keep you all on the right side of this. How many times have you heard me say something, and then maybe a few days later, a month, it happens? I don't pull this stuff out of a hat, okay? And I'm not psychic. I just study the market. I know what's going on here, okay? This whole thing, this year, has been epic. This scamdemic, biggest charade that has ever been pulled off on the world, in the history of the world. A deliberate shutdown of the global economy. A deliberate shutdown of the global economy, which would allow the central banks to finish what they started, the Federal Reserve in 1913, to become the lender and buyer of last resort. The Federal Reserve today is the lender and buyer of last resort. Where are these $600 checks coming from? Do we have it? No, we have nothing. America is the most indebted nation in the history of the world. The new America that we're in right now, that thinks you're only worth $1.64 a day, it's the Fed. It's the Fed who owns the nation. It's the Fed and the banks who run the nation. It's not President Trump. It's not Biden. It's not Congress. It's the banks. All these creatures, the presidents, all of them, Congress, Steve Mnuchin, Mitch McConnell, it's theater. It's all it is. It's a mechanism to make you look here. Look here. While the Banking Cartel, which includes the Federal Reserve, a private entity, can do anything they want to do at any moment. But again, the game is very simple. You must be kept distracted. You must be propagandized. You must be lied to. You must be told, again, to look here, so they can do everything else, anything that they want to. You must also be made afraid of something, anything. If they can make you afraid of one thing, they own you. They own your mind, and they know it. This is a mechanism that has been used to control people since time immemorial, and it's not going to stop. More crises are coming. I want you to be ready for that, okay? And the biggest one yet is going to be the global financial meltdown, which will start in the debt market. I've explained to you, and I cover this at length in my book that I just wrote, a non-random walk on Wall Street. The Federal Reserve, the central banks of the world, have chosen to rig the debt market. Why the debt market? Because again, everything else is a derivative of the debt market. Price action of stocks, housing, currency, you name it, derives value from what's happening in the debt market. So by the central banks of the world rigging the debt market, they can manipulate the price of everything else. Some banks, like JP Morgan, are directly involved directly involved in rigging the price of precious metals. J.P. Morgan, in case you don't know, is one of the banks that run the Fed. I think that's pretty much common knowledge. The Federal Reserve is no more federal than Federal Express. They're run by the banks. The central banks of the world are run by the banks. They control the money. They control your mode of transaction. Therefore, they control the world. You understand? It's not kings, queens, monarchs, presidents, Congress, whatever it might be. It's the banks. Once you understand the bank's agenda, and it's very simple, they want to own it all. They want to own the world. They want to own your life, and they do. They dictate to you what you're allowed to transact in. They have one product. Their product is debt. One. They don't have any tools in their toolbox, Yellowstone, Powell. How many times this year? Every FOMC meeting he talks about his big tools. His tools in his toolbox. They're going to use all their tools. They have one tool. It's debt. They manipulate debt and they issue debt. That's it. Their product is debt and they control the world via this mechanism. Everything runs off of dollars. Commodities, all of them are priced in dollars. You understand? This is done by design. I really hope you understand that. Okay, now, like I've been explaining to you, we are moving into a new paradigm, completely new. Okay, the old world America, it doesn't even exist anymore. I would be willing to bet that you cannot recognize this country, America. And if you live in other parts of the world, you probably can't recognize the country you're living in either. Again, this has been a global and is a global takeover. We've never seen anything like it. The banks have taken down the world without firing a single shot. This has been their goal since their inception, to literally take over the world. Not just a country or a set of countries, but the entire world via their financial system. They have become now, again, the lender and buyers of last resort. They own it all. They dictate the rules. Period. The end. How do you think members of Congress become gazillionaires? By being public servants? They don't work for you. Once you understand that, and once you realize how you're being duped, again, there are entire, not just YouTube channels, but mainstream media channels who are going out of their way to dupe you, to make you not see clearly, to give you some kind of sense of hope. There's a saving grace here, whatever it might be. There is nothing. It's completely over. And again, you and me, consider yourself lucky because we can see it. Most people can't do it. They've been deliberately dumbed down. Deliberately dumbed down. There's not enough of us to do a damn thing about it. And they're too powerful anyway. They are too powerful. The enforcement arm of the Federal Reserve is the United States military in its entirety, including the nuclear arsenal. That's who the military really works for, the Federal Reserve. Period. Anyway, look, it's been a crazy year, but you don't have to lay down. And going into 2021, the opportunities are still everywhere, people. And I will continue to do my best to at least show you where the opportunities are. Then you got to take it from there. Okay, I can't hold your hand. If I tell you, this looks like you should be getting in on this, like Bitcoin, for example, is now almost 29,000. The stock market, me and my lions, we have outperformed better than 90% of Wall Street hedge funds. Okay, and I do it for free. I post it all in my free newsletter. There is a link in the description of this video. I got like 42,000 people, almost 42,000 people that have subscribed to it. Ask any one of them if what I'm telling you is true. Anyway, look, I really care. I really do care about people. I want us all to win. I want people who are locked into whatever thought process they've been forced to believe is true, to realize that they're being lied to. and it's not going to change. It's only going to get much worse. And they're the only ones that can do anything about it themselves. You know me. I've been telling you forever that we are all responsible for each other. We're all responsible for each other. And the only way to create a better world is to realize that we are all responsible for each other. And there are those, including this government here in the United States and around the world, that are being controlled by the central banks. They're bought and paid for. They don't work for you. They don't work for you. You don't matter at all. You matter $1.64 per day. If you live here in the United States, $1.64. That's what your life is worth, $1.64. And according to, again, Steve Mnuchin, you should be happy about that. Anyway, people, look, kind of a long video. This is it. This is the last video of 2020. I will see you in 2021 on Sunday when I do my markets a look ahead. But I really want you to ponder what I've talked about here. Think about it. Start getting together with like-minded people. Again, their job has been to divide and conquer, to keep us separated. Now, make sure you're wearing that New World Order device, the symbol. The New World Order symbol is the mask. You understand? Societies are full of symbols. Believe me, I know about symbols. And that's the one, and they want everyone wearing it. They want you to show that you support the New World Order. That's what this is. This whole scamdemic, I'm not saying the virus isn't real. The virus is very real. But this was a deliberate act. This was released covertly by the central banks to shut down the global economy. The proof is in your face. Look at what they're doing now, fulfilling their end game, fulfilling their destiny, using the political arena for distractions. I've been telling all of you to break out of it. The left, the right, the Democrats, the Republicans, it's just a way to get you to hate each other, okay? And it has worked very, very well. It's still working right now, and there's no way people are going to break out of it because they can't. They can't do it. Once you realize that they are the enemy, we are not each other's enemy. But if they convince you that if you're a Republican, if you hate the Democrats, you're doing the right thing. If you're a Democrat and you hate the Republicans, vice versa, you're doing the right thing. It's brainwashing. It's all it is. And I'm hoping the new year will allow some of you to stop. I don't think most of you can that are in that. It literally is a form of mental illness or brainwashing, something along those lines. Anyway, look, I could keep going on here, but I'm going to let you all go because I love all of you. I want you to be careful today. This is a crazy day. A lot of wacky people out there. Drinking and driving, and something I'm very much against. I lost someone very, very close to me years ago, many, many years ago. Wow. Can't remember the exact year. Has to be almost, let me see, 30 years ago. 30 years ago. I'm 55. I lost someone very close to me. Oh, she was killed by a drunk driver, and I'll never forget that. This day has never been the same for me. Anyway, with that said, people, I'm going to let you all go. I love you all. I'm going to let you off with my favorite 3 things. Are you ready? Love each other. Care about each other. Be charitable. I will see you in 2021 on Sunday for a Markets to Look Ahead. That's it.